Hello.
How are you?
Good, good, good.
Great. So we're continuing on the discussion of the Gross Salinas Fund, which has been a very successful program that you manage, and you work with many businesses in our community. So we did talk to Central Coast Sign and Design.
Yes.
And do you now want to introduce our other guest?
I'm happy to do so. I'm happy to introduce Lorenzo Lopez, who is the general manager of North County Industrial Machine, and he is here with us today, and we'll talk a little bit about his business and how we were able to assist him with the Gross Salinas loan.
Right.
Thank you very much for having me here.
Yeah, well, welcome, Lorenzo. It's great to have you on the program, and we're going to hear a lot more about your business and what you do and the impact here locally.
Yes.
So how did you first meet up with the business in Lorenzo?
Well, I had started working with the Gross Salinas Fund and let staff know, especially in our permit center, in case they came across any business owner who was looking to expand their business and perhaps would be in need of some financial assistance. And I get a call from Lorenzo, who was actually at the permit center and inquiring about different, maybe perhaps grants or loan programs that are available through the city. So they gave him my business card. I always make sure that they have my business card downstairs. So he made the call, placed the call, and I was able to explain to him, you know, what Gross Salinas Fund was, made an appointment and visited with him on site. And that's how the relationship started and how they started with the loan application process.
Right. How long ago was that, Maria?
I think it's been about, again, maybe two to 3 years since they started the process and have successfully gone through the process and actually are looking. One of the nice things about Grow America Fund is that they also allow those existing loans that they first approved to reapply if any of those businesses need some additional funding. And so North County was able to do that. And they're in that second phase right now. So it's great to see that happen.
Well, Lorenzo, tell us a little bit more about your company and what product or services you provide.
Well, it's I'm the manager there.
Okay.
So this is actually Jose Torres' company. It's a North County Industrial Machine Shop. We have been in the industry for 14 years. We provide repair services and manufacture of parts to the agricultural industry for conveyors, some equipment that comes from overseas that it's hard to get, so we try to make the part or repair the part.
So it's very customized.
Yes, we make prototypes of certain items, and if the customer agrees to it and likes it or wants to make adjustments, we do so. But mainly repairs.
Okay. So how many clients businesses do you work with in the area? Is it just in Monterey or South County, or are you up and down the Central Coast, or?
We cover all Monterey County, down from King City all the way up to San Juan Bautista. We have certain customers out in Fremont and San Jose, but 95% of our business is here in the Central Coast.
And most of those are agriculturally based kinds of businesses?
Not necessarily. We have wineries. We have wineries. Big companies like Robert Pan Packing, cardboard. So we have a variety. There's some walk-in customers that need help with the restaurants, some items that need to be made. So we anything to do with metal, we take care of.
Right. So they started out in a certain location, right?
Yes. They when I first visited their office on Brunken and on Brunken Avenue, there are several small warehouses that house, you know, small light industrial businesses. So I came into the office and there must have been 5 or 6 individuals in this small office, and that was, you know, where they operated. That was where they had their reception area, their accounts payable, and then of course Lorenzo's office and Jose's office. So very small. Quickly, I had a tour of the facility, and Lorenzo showed me some welding equipment that they had, but were not able to use because of the space. You know, they didn't. You know, they had certain equipment, but because they were limited to the space, they were not able to use this equipment. So they were looking at expanding, they were looking at moving, and they were also looking at purchasing, again, specialized equipment. And so part of their fund was for that use, to help them purchase the equipment and also to help them relocate to a much bigger facility.
Right.
Yes, and so when I went out again to see their new site, much bigger facility and more employees that they were able to hire. And it was, the equipment definitely was being used by the employees. So it was a real, to see them from a small location to expand into a much larger location was really great.
Right. So Lorenzo, how large a location is it? Do you know approximately square footage? Or
we were about 20 people.
Right.
In the old location.
Okay.
Split it in.
That sounds crowded.
And that was split it in about four different locations in the same complex.
Ah.
So we weren't together, but we were in the same location. The new place is 1.5 acres.
Oh, good size. Huge.
With two 10,000 square feet buildings. And the equipment that Maria was saying, we had a bunch of equipment that was unused. Now, since we moved, we were able to make these machines to work, and we're using them. We went from 20 employees to now 50 employees.
Wow, that's quite a jump.
Quite a jump.
Quite a jump. That's 2.5 times, almost 2.5 times.
It was quite scary at the beginning. I remember.
You remember all those employees'
It
names.
was so hard to hire 1 or 2 employees, and when we had one of the conditions and requirements from the loan was to hire at least 8 people and retain them. I kind of got scared because I said it's so hard to hire people. Well, not only we hired 8, but we hired almost 30 more.
Wow.
And with the peace of mind of having created positions that were never available to us, such as now a human resources department, an accounting department, inventory department, designing department. We even have an engineer that works on site for us. It's much easier for everyone else. It gives us a peace of mind. We're finally running a business.
You really scaled up from 20 to 50. Are you looking to even add more? Or?
Well, that's one of the purposes of acquiring the new piece of land. We want to build and we want to expand. We do not want to move, we want to grow.
Well, we're happy to hear about that.
Yes, we are.
Right?
That's why it's
Maria,
called the
we
Gross
want you here
Salinas
in
Fund.
Salinas.
Yes.
So when would that next step happen? So you're at 50, 2 buildings at 10,000 square feet each, or you want to add more?
Yes, it's happening. It's happening starting this year.
Okay, great.
So once we have the property, we will start beginning the process of getting the right personnel in there and hopefully succeed as we are now.
Yeah. So you're scaling up. You have a business plan. It sounds like you're doing well overall in your, how your business operates. It must do well in the market. You must have lots of clients now too.
Yes, it's one of the things that, fortunately or unfortunately, we don't advertise, and we're tied up. We were so busy.
A lot of word of mouth, right?
A lot, yes, and we have a say. We get surrounded by good people, then we will be doing good, and we have good people surrounding us. We have Maria here that helps us when I have a financial need, and not only that, but when we're hiring, we look for agencies in the community that can provide us with the people that we may be looking at. Some of these people need second opportunities, and we are there to provide them if they are qualified to perform the job. Some histories, some success histories that we have in the company is that we have maintenance personnel come in, and in 1 or 2 years, this person who started cleaning, maintaining the property has become a welder.
Wow. So do you train them, Lorenzo, or do you send them to class? Or?
If they are interested in learning, we take the time to put him with someone else who's experienced to teach him.
Great. So many of your jobs are probably skilled kinds of jobs because they require customized equipment and customized orders for these different businesses, right?
Right. Yes, that's very important to say. Yes, this equipment is heavy equipment. It's very delicate equipment. You can't just have anybody turn on a machine. You need to have the knowledge, the experience.
Right.
But that's why we have the right personnel who, if someone wants to learn, we give him the right person to show him. Now, this is done after hours, not during work, because it becomes a liability if there's an issue. But we successfully been open 7 days a week for the last 5 years.
That's amazing. So, are most of your workers local as well?
Yes.
Okay.
When we're interviewing, where you're from doesn't really make a difference. We just want to make sure that everybody can make it to work.
Yes.
But very, very important is, again, my leads start in the city here. If an agency says, I have these young kids that are coming out of Central Employment Training, which is CET, or Turnpoint,
right,
or Cal Jobs, that's where I start.
Okay.
That's where I start, and I start interviewing, and if I fulfill the positions from there, then it's great.
Yeah.
I don't have to do more.
Yes.
So, the businesses that you have, you said they're not all agriculture. So, there are companies in the area that have specialized equipment that need repair or in some kind of maintenance or something like that as well. So it's not, what kinds of business, I guess, are those that might need that kind of service?
Well, in the agriculture, we have Taylor Farms,
right,
and Dole.
Big companies.
Big companies. And we have Oseguera, which is where they have a lot of farm workers and a lot of equipment of their own that we manufacture for them as well, or we repair. Then we deal with wineries. We deal with a lot of small shops that give service to the farming industry. We provide, not only we fabricate, we also sell materials. So a lot of people come in to just buy material. And they find out we do other things, so they subcontract us for work that they can't do because they don't have all the equipment that we have. One of the great things that happened with our loan here was that we were able to bring in equipment that cut our labor time in half. It's equipment before it was so hard to put together a layout and cut and customize it the way the customer wanted it. Now we input everything through a designer and AutoCAD on the computer. We transfer it to where the water jet is, and it does all the magic.
Wow!
Everything gets cut.
It's really amazing to be able to see that.
So you've been through
I have been to the shop, and I've learned quite a few just by my conversations with Lorenzo, and by seeing how this process works. And as we know, we are surrounded by ag. We're an ag community. And unlike, if a machine breaks down and the part, breaks off, they can't just ship it off and wait for 2 weeks or a week. They need it repaired now. And I think that's one of the things that, Lorenzo, would work with just different types of machinery and the detailed work that's involved and the quickness, because that's what they're looking for, is that quick turnaround time to get equipment fixed.
We have a 3D printer.
It's amazing what they can do nowadays.
Would make a 5 by 5 feet dryer into a 8 by 8 inches size for the customers to look at it and prevent loss of money and prevent problems. They look at it, and if they want to make changes before they invest all this amount of money, they can do that. So we offer that for the customers, so that way they can see it before it's even made. we do that, and we Jose's knowledge in this industry is so big that he most of the times shares his knowledge with customers, and sometimes when they share this information, they're able to come down with better decisions.
That's wonderful.
Economical
Right.
decisions as well.
Right. So you
Yes.
mentioned the owners from
Yes,
one of
the
our
owner
sister
is from our
cities.
sister city of Guanajuato, and again,
Okay.
Jose started as a welder through, I believe it was through CET or through some trade program, and then eventually, went off to want to start his own
Right.
business. And so his story is really incredible to hear
Right.
how you went from a one-person or a two-person operation to where he is now.
Yeah, 50 plus people.
Yes.
Oh, he's got his own little story. Yes, like
Yes.
Maria said, he started CET, got hired as an apprentice at a local small machine shop, learned his way up to a foreman. While he was doing that, went to Hartnell to learn English
Yes.
and machinist, and once he was ready to move on,
Yeah.
like other people give out 2-week notice, he gave out a 2-year notice, and he moved on.
Yeah.
And-
It
and
sounds like
got
a
into
very
the-
successful
Got into this
person.
venture. Success is not easy. He had a couple of failures.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Right.
But you learn from those mistakes and those failures, and,
Yeah.
and it just makes you better.
Right. I think that too. I think that's a good
Yes.
way to, learn lessons in life. You can't, it's not perfect. A lot of challenges,
Yes.
right? Especially when you're running a business and you're responsible for so many people, not just your employees, but for customers, right? They're counting on you, as Maria said,
Right.
to get that fixed or that new part as soon as possible.
Yes.
And it's just really amazing to see with technology what
Yeah.
what they've been able to do. They actually, and you can highlight on the robot welder. And it's,
Oh, yeah,
yes, if you could
robotics
it's very interesting to see that.
Yeah, Jose has always tried to be ahead of the game. We have a robotic welder now. I think we're the only one in Salinas to have a robotic welder. So we're ready for the next challenge. So if anybody wants to throw out some production this way, we
Right.
will gladly have the
Great.
capacity of doing it.
Right. So there's always this question in technology whether or not the robotic part or machine would replace workers. And some of the answers I've given is, well, somebody has to understand how the robotics work and program the robotics or make the app or the parts for the robotic. And that's where it's important to train our own
Right.
people locally to have that capacity.
The robotic welder, the robotic machine, people, when we brought it, people thought that that's what we're doing, trying to replace
It always,
welders.
yeah.
But no, that robotic welder opened up 4 positions. It opened up, we brought in a couple of mechanics and a couple of maintenance people, and we hired a person that would teach them how to use the robotic welder, and now we have 4 people that are capable of running this machine.
There you go, right?
So we
Yes.
created opportunity for 4 people who
Right.
never thought they were going to learn how to
Right.
how to handle a robotic welder.
Right.
Robotic welder is never going to go pick up the material, go
No.
cut it, go get it
Or
together,
talk to the customer.
Or talk to the customer.
or program by itself.
Right.
So you need that. What the robotic welder's purpose is to do all the hard work.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
and you're not
The
hurting
repetitive
your
work,
back or
right.
repetiting. Yeah, it's just there. So it's something that hopefully, if it works and our new goal works out this year, we're probably going to bring in more robotic welders, and we're going to get people to work on them and grow.
Well, that's good news. You have a 3D printer, a machine, and then you have the
Yes.
robotics. You're really embracing technology, but at the same time, you're increasing your business, increasing the number of workers that help you.
Yeah, when we bought 1 water jet when we started with the loan.
Right.
Now we have 3 water jets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us how the water, that's interesting. How does the water jet help with the machining, you know, the fabrication?
This is the water jet table right
Yeah.
here.
Mm-hmm.
So you just place raw material on top,
Yeah.
and the jet is going to come and cut the design you want it.
Okay.
It can cut up to 2 inches thick in material. So, you know, we couldn't do that
No.
by hand. You
No.
know? So we have the machine do it.
Very precise.
Very precise and clean. So when it comes out, we just do the easy work, which is just to bend and put it together.
Yeah.
So-
So it doesn't require extra milling or
Nothing.
any other finishing?
Nothing.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, that's why now that we are at 3 and we have them, all 3 are running. We opened up not only that one position, now it's, you know, 2 more positions for the other 2
Yeah.
water jets.
Right.
So
Well, it
it's
sounds
exciting.
like the loan has
Yes.
been really wonderful in helping you realize some additional opportunities, and you seized the, you know, those opportunities.
Yes, investing was very smart. And one thing I do want to say, you know, I do want to thank all the people that work for North County. You know, I enjoy working with them, and I know they enjoy coming to work. Behind them, we always see a family.
Right.
You know, so it's not just that one person; it's the family behind him, and the peace of mind that where we're at now has given us the opportunity to create a benefit package for them, employee manual, and you know, care more for the employee and their family.
Right.
They're happy at work and happy at home.
Yeah, they make better workers,
Make
right?
better workers. Yeah, so I'm really happy to be able to be part of that progress,
Right.
to see them, you know, where they were before the Gross Salinas loan was able to assist, and where they are now and where they're headed, because I think we've sort of established that relationship, especially now going through the whole permitting process for the new project that they're undertaking. And you sort of develop these relationships and these bonds with our customers, with our clients, and
Right.
I think that's kind of what, you know, what we've been able to do with all of our Gross Salinas Fund clients.
Well, that's wonderful. How many loans do you have out now with the Gross Salinas Fund?
We are at the end of our program of our funding, and we were able to do. I believe right now there'll be about 6
Yeah.
that we've been able to
Yeah,
finalize.
and those loan payments will be recycled
Right,
back in,
yes.
and then you'll have enough.
We'll have some hopefully some additional
Right.
funding. But this is really, it's been a great program, a great experience, not only for me, but I think for the business owners to be able to go through this process.
Right.
Yes, there's some paperwork there,
Oh, yeah.
but at the end result
Right.
is just great to see how they've been able
Right.
to develop and to grow.
Right. So was it difficult in the beginning, Lorenzo, with, you know, getting into the program, thinking about all those forms and documents and information you had to put together?
You know, it's weird, but it was very simple, to be honest with
Okay.
you, because before I was able to stop by the city, which I happened to go update a license, I was looking at local banks. I went through local banks and got their condition list, and I couldn't qualify. It was so hard. It made it a little harder. So when I saw the GAF flyer, and they told me who was responsible, they gave me her card of Maria's. So I said, okay, I'm going to call her and see how hard is it to get money from the city.
Right.
So, you know, we made an appointment, and I already had sort of a checklist of what we needed. So we provided it. In less than 30 days, we had a pre-approval with certain conditions, which we
Great.
met as well. Pretty soon, I think it was the week we were moving,
Right.
we had the signing.
Oh, wow. So you got it that quickly.
Yes.
It was very helpful, again, Lorenzo being familiar with some of the loan terminology and knew exactly what paperwork to get. And that process always, in some cases, takes a little bit longer for
Right.
some, but that was great to be able to work directly with Lorenzo on this and move it forward.
Right. So how big was your business be? You're acquiring this other piece of land, and then you're doing that now. How you have 50 workers now, and how many more? What will be your new capacity as you progress down this expansion path?
I think that at 50, we're maxed out
Okay.
where we're at.
Right.
I think we're good. Where we're moving is 2.3 acres.
Okay.
So we're not moving, I'm sorry.
Right.
We're expanding.
Right.
Is 2.3 acres. So our plan is to build 10,000 square feet buildings for a project that can take us up to 30,000 square feet.
Wow. So
And grow maybe within the next 5 years to 100 people.
that's quite a jump. That's really, I mean,
really
originally
is.
20, 50, and then, you know, in a few years, 100,
Who knows?
and 3 facilities.
And 3 facilities.
And who knows?
Who
right?
knows? Yes.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And I think especially with all the new, you know, the new type of equipment that may be needed, you know,
Right.
the new industry, as we all know,
Right,
you know,
right.
the cannabis industry is a totally different industry.
Exactly.
And so there may be some additional, you know,
Right.
opportunities there
Right.
for some additional type of equipment that
Yeah.
is yet to be tapped into.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Agriculture itself is a huge industry. It's our biggest industry
Yes.
here in Salinas in the Valley, and worldwide it's known. So you have a good base now, and then, you know,
Right.
if the cannabis business really takes off, they're going to need repairs and specialty equipment and more fabrication, et cetera. So, yeah, the future appears to be bright, Lorenzo.
Yes, that's what we're looking forward
Yes.
to. About 4 years ago, I remember having a meeting with some of the Taylor people on their offices, and I can't forget what Jose said. He said, while you guys are sleeping, we're repairing the machines, making sure they're ready for the next morning. And
Yeah.
it's true, because if they call us at 10, 12, 1 in the morning, we will make sure we have a crew out there to
Well,
repair.
that's amazing. So that's how it works.
Yes.
Because as you
Right.
said before, they don't want to work 3 weeks, and they don't want to send out for the part. They want it tomorrow
Right.
Yes.
for the beginning of the business
Right.
day.
Oh,
They want it
yes.
fixed and ready to go.
Yes,
Right.
because they can't afford to have 30 people standing right there by
Right.
the machine
Right,
waiting.
right. Yeah, if that production line stops, then, you know, not only will people not work, the profit goes down
Right.
overall, and the business might lose more, you know, obviously.
There's the butterfly
revenue.
effect.
Right.
Yeah.
The butterfly effect.
Yeah.
And we've seen the change throughout the years from our agricultural industry to, I remember talking to, you know, in my other capacity
Right.
as for the housing program, when we did the first time home buyer program, I would have applicants who would come in and, oh, well, I enjoy my job because it's just, you know, the harvest season is
Yeah.
only 6 months. Well, that harvest season is now year round.
It's year-round.
So we've seen, you know, the change that's taken place even
Right.
within our agricultural industry, because now, you know, these businesses are open, you know,
Yeah.
as Lorenzo mentioned, 24 hours. The shops are working, shifts are coming in, some are going. It's now, you know, lettuce in a bag, salad in a bowl.
Right.
It's that production is also changed in the type of production that's taking place. So,
Right.
yes, ag jobs are now basically year-round ag jobs.
Well, that's good for, I think, our community.
Yes, yes, it
and,
is.
Businesses like yours, which help employ our local residents, and you know, and the investment you're making helps the overall economy. So it's really great news to hear your story, Lorenzo.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we look forward to hearing more in the future about your expansion and how well that will be going. And I'm sure you'll see more clients, you know, as the
Yes.
fund keeps revolving and more assets are accumulated over
Right.
time, then you can loan out more dollars.
Additional dollars.
All right. Thank you both for being here today, and we look forward to hearing more successes from the Grow Salinas Fund and from, you know, North County Machinery.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.